I get asked an awful lot of questions about guitars and music and so on through various different forums, private messages on Facebook, messages through my own website, and also I'm a member of a couple of Ask the Expert websites on the internet. Strangely, through those Ask the Expert websites, I get an awful lot of questions from people about like, what's my guitar worth? I've got such and such a model, such and such a year, serial number, whatever. What's it worth? And just that's been quite a few of those recently that prompted me to do a little video today, just talking about guitar hardware and just thinking about what it's worth, not just in monetary terms. Now, if you've seen any of the videos here before, you'll notice quite often I'm using this guitar. This is a guitar that was custom built for me a good many years ago now by a guy called Thompson Guitars. And this was built, I was doing a lot of work and I was using two guitars at the time, and this is kind of like a hybrid. It had all the best features of what I consider to be like my sort of number one guitar, but added in a few bits and bobs that my number two guitar had that I felt were missing, and I kind of came up with this best of breed. And while we were doing the design process, we added a few other things into the mix just to give it a bit of polish and get basically what was for me at the time the perfect design. I played quite a lot of metal and rock at the time, so it's got a Floyd Rose, shallow Floyd Rose bridge on it. To be honest, even if you don't play heavy metal and you're into doing all the big dive bombs and stuff, a Floyd Rose is still a great piece of kit. There's something about it. It's a nice big solid piece of metal. The strings and the body give the guitar a nice natural sort of reverb. I love it. Couple of humbuckers. I'm predominantly a humbucker player rather than single coils. DiMarzio Tone Zone at the bridge, which I love, and a DiMarzio PAF at the neck. 24 fret neck. It's got a gorgeous, it's a glued in neck, but Richie does a great job of cutting a lot of the wood away, so the access at the top of the neck is brilliant. All the tone combinations I could ever want. It's a three-way switch, so I can switch the humbuckers, I can coil tap them to get single coils, and there's also a phase reversal switch, so it's a really versatile guitar in terms of sound. Love the finish on the body. It's a really nice piece of wood. It's poplar, unusual maybe as a tone wood. Don't see so many guitars made out of poplar, but I love the sound of this. I had a thing for not having just a bog standard Strat headstock, so we flipped the headstock upside down. I like the gold hardware that went with the finish. It's a beautiful guitar. I shouldn't think what it would cost to get this custom build now. So I've had this probably getting on 15, maybe 20 years now, because I am quite old. At the time it was, I could justify spending that sort of money on this guitar because it was really getting used a lot, and it served me very well over the years, and I love it. But is it the burning building guitar? Guitarists will have this conversation amongst themselves when they're enjoying a fermented grain beverage, and they'll say, okay, the house is burning down, which guitar is the one that you grab when you're running out of the burning building if you can only save one? Now you might think, if this is the one that was custom built for me, it does everything I want, this would be the burning building guitar. Strangely, it's not, and I'm going to show you the one that probably is. This is the burning building guitar. What is it? Well, it's basically it's a Squier Strat, probably late 80s I think, judging by the serial number. My first electric guitar was a Squier Katana. If you look for the Fender Katana on the internet, you'll probably find a few images of a slightly strange looking guitar, very un-Fender. But I had a Fender Squier Katana, finished in frost white, single humbucker, Strat style trem, that eventually got replaced with Floyd Rose. And played that guitar for quite a while. And it was my first electric guitar, so I had quite an emotional attachment to it. But as I moved through my guitar career, that got sold and replaced with something else. The rest is history. But many years ago, I was walking through a town, a long way from home, and went past a junk shop, pawn shop window, and there was this guitar in the window. It jumped out at me. It was a Squier, single humbucker, Floyd Rose, finished in frost white, and impulse purchase, more from nostalgia, I think, because it was ways it was similar to my first electric guitar. Bought it, and over the years it's had various modifications done to it. At some point I fitted a neck humbucker. That's been removed, so there's still a great cavity there, just covered up with a bit of black tape. There was a switch there which has been covered over. Originally the jack was just flat mounted onto the scratch plate, but that got in the way of the tremolo arm, so I fitted a Strat style jack socket. As you can tell, it's not where a Strat style jack socket would normally be. On a Strat, the jack socket's normally here, but I didn't have the capacity to route out anything here, so I just jobbed something up. Did a bit of work on the neck, cut away the heel, cut the plate so I've got better access at the top of the neck. It's really beaten up. Electrics got replaced. This is I think it's a DiMarzio double whammy pickup. It's really knackered. It's really beaten up. There's scratches and dings all over it, but it feels great in the hand and the sound's good. I like the way the humbucker works with the wood. Squiers sometimes get a bit of bad press. They're the poor relation Fender. Yes, there's a difference between a Squier Strat and a Fender Strat made in America, but if you get a good Squier, it's a good guitar and it's a good building. It's a good starting point. If it's good sound timber, you know, you can replace the bridge, you can replace the electrics, you know, put new tuning heads on it, whatever. It's a good starting point. And this guitar works for me. I could quite happily just turn up and do a gig, a recording session that only needed one sound, use this guitar, and I'd be quite happy with it. And because of all the, you know, so the little modifications and, you know, dents and scratches it's picked up on its way with me, this is the one I'd be taking out of the burning building because I've got the emotional attachment to it. And that's kind of the point of this video. People come to me and say, you know, I've got this guitar, what's it worth? My answer to that really is, go to your local music store, look at all the guitars on the wall and on the shelves. Which one sounds, plays, feels like that guitar? Whatever that guitar shop's selling it for, that's the value of your guitar. You know, it's easy to say get a very expensive guitar, it'll be better, it'll feel better. Yeah, there's some lovely guitars out there you can be paying four-figure sums for, you know, some vintage guitars with a bit of heritage, whatever. But at the end of the day, if a guitar works for you, if it sounds right, it feels right, if it feels right, it'll make you play better. You know, if you've got a guitar that you're just not comfortable with because the neck's the wrong shape or the body's an awkward shape, or even if you don't like the colour, you don't want to pick it up and play it as often, then you won't be as good a musician. The value of the guitar is how it makes you play, how it makes you feel, how it feels in your hand, which is why you get a pawn shop junker like this with a whole bunch of DIY modifications, scratches, dents, oh God knows what. Haven't even got around to putting a decent set of strap locks on it. It's a cheap strap with a bit of gaffer tape as a makeshift strap lock to stop it falling off. But I absolutely love this guitar, and this is the one I'll be saving from the burning building. So when you're going out, if you're looking at guitars, buying guitars, it's important to find the one that just feels right for you. Don't, you know, necessarily look at the price tag. Something you can do as well if you're shopping is find something that's a good starting point. You know, if you're working on a budget, you know, look at a guitar that, you know, it feels right in the hand, it's the right sort of shape. There's so many bits on a guitar that you can replace or you can upgrade at a later date. There's a company out on the web, you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube for Rob Chapman guitars. Do a search on YouTube for Chappers. He's got a guitar company called Chapman Guitars, and the philosophy there is brilliant. It's the investment in the production process is the things that aren't going to be replaced. So it's really good wood for the body, really well made neck, slightly budget pickups. They still sound okay, but it's really easy to replace a pickup. It's really hard to craft a new body, so you get something that's a good foundation that you can go on and you can upgrade. So yeah, don't get too hung up on the financial value of a guitar. it's about how it feels, how it makes you feel, how you play. So that's really all I wanted to say, because I do get really frustrated when people asking me questions on places like All Experts just about what's this guitar worth, and the guitar's not just about being a sum of money, it's an emotional investment as well. Okay, I've got that off my chest, and hopefully I'll see you in another video sometime soon. Bye.